Welcome to my podcast. Today I'll be previewing the Pacific Division for the upcoming NHL season. I'll go from the weakest team to the strongest team. At number 8, we have the Las Vegas Golden Knights. It's always tough for an expansion team to be a competitive team in the NHL. However, the Golden Knights have done a great job of building a respectable team. Vegas also did a very good job of loading up on draft picks for the next couple of years. They have 3 second-round picks in 2019 and 2020, as well as 3 third-round picks in 2019. It may take a couple of seasons before the Golden Knights are even close to being a playoff team. Key departures are Marcus Kruger, TBR, David Schlemko, and Alexei Emelin. Key players are Marc-Andre Fleury, James Neal, Vladimir Chepichev, David Perron, Riley Smith, Jonathan Marchessault, Nate Schmidt, and Jay Theodore. The X Factor is Erik Haula. At number 7, we have the Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks are not a very good team. They most likely will not make the playoffs. The Vancouver Canucks added Sam Gagner, Michael Del Zotto, and Anders Nilsson. They lost Ryan Miller and Lucas Bisa. Although they do have some talent in their lineup, the goaltending is unreliable and there are not many proven NHL players in the lineup. Key additions are Sam Gagner, Michael Del Zotto, and Anders Nilsson. Key departures are Ryan Miller and Lucas Bisa. Key players are the Sedin twins, Louis Eriksson, Bo Horvat, Alexander Edler, Chris Tanev, Brandon Sutter, Sven Barchi, and Jacob Markstrom. The X Factor is Michael Del Zotto. At number 6, we have the Arizona Coyotes. The Arizona Coyotes are going to be a very fun and exciting team to watch this season. There are a lot of good young talent on the roster, but the issue is these young players may experience growing pains. The Coyotes added 3 key players in Derek Stepan, Nicholas Hjalmarsson, and Antti Raanta. The biggest loss in the offseason was Mike Smith. The only thing keeping the Coyotes from being a playoff team is a proven number 1 goalie and growing pains. Key additions: Derek Stepan, Nicholas Hjalmarsson, Antti Raanta, and Nick Cousins. Key departures: Mike Smith, Anthony DeAngelo, and Lauren Dauphin. Key players: Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Max Domi, Derek Stepan, Christian Dvorak, Clayton Keller, Alex Goligoski, Nicholas Hjalmarsson, and Antti Raanta. The X Factor is Dylan Strome. At number 5, we have the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks are projected to be the team that falls out of the playoffs. They lost Patrick Marleau in free agency, a player that had been part of the San Jose Sharks his entire career. San Jose Sharks also lost David Schlemko as part of the expansion draft. Besides losing some depth, they also didn't add any players to the team, and their core is all getting older. The San Jose Sharks will struggle this year adapting to life without Patrick Marleau. No key additions. Key departures are Patrick Marleau, David Schlemko, and Mirko Mueller. Key players are Joe Pavelski, Joe Thornton, Brent Burns, Logan Couture, Thomas Hertl, Mikhail Bodker, Mark-Edward Vlasic, and Martin Jones. The X Factor is Jannik Hansen. At number 4, we have the Los Angeles Kings. The Los Angeles Kings will still be a competitive team as long as they have their core players. They lost Ben Bishop and Jerome McGinley in the offseason, but they didn't really do much for the Kings. The Kings also lost Brayden McNabb in the expansion draft. They added Mike Camilleri to replace Jerome McGinley, and they signed Christian Folin as depth defenseman. Los Angeles Kings will make a push for the final playoff spot. Key additions: Mike Camilleri and Christian Folin. Key departures: Ben Bishop, Brayden McNabb, and Jerome McGinley. Key players: Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty, Jonathan Quick, Jeff Carter, Tyler Toffoli, Jake Muzzin, Alec Martinez, and Tanner Pearson. The X Factor is Adrian Kemp. At number 3, we have the Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames are a much improved team due to a few key offseason moves. Their defense is also improved due to the acquisition of Travis Hamonic. The goaltending is improved due to the acquisition of Mike Smith and Eddie Lack. The Flames lost both their goalies from last season and Derek Engelland. With the improvements on defense and goaltending, the Flames should be a playoff team. Key additions: Travis Hamonic, Mike Smith, and Eddie Lack. Key departures: Brian Elliott, Chad Johnson, and Derek Engelland. Key players: Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, Mark Giordano, Dougie Hamilton, TJ Brody, Travis Hamonic, Matthew Tkachuk, and Michael Backlund. X Factor is Sam Bennett. At number 2, we have the Anaheim Ducks. The Anaheim Ducks, along with the Edmonton Oilers, are the 2 best teams in the Pacific Division. The only thing that prevents the Ducks from winning the division is a slow start that has occurred the past couple of seasons. The Ducks lost 2 valuable defensemen in Shea Theodore and Clayton Stoner. They also lost Nate Thompson in free agency. In free agency, Anaheim added Ryan Miller as a backup goalie. Anaheim Ducks are the most balanced team in the Pacific, but the team can be quite streaky at times. Key additions: Ryan Miller. Key departures: Shea Theodore, Nate Thompson, and Clayton Stoner. Key players are Ryan Getzlaf, Corey Perry, Ryan Kessler, Cam Fowler, Hampus Lindholm, Sami Vatanen, Ricard Raquel, and Jacob Silfverberg. The X factor is Josh Manson. At number 1, the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers should be the slight favorites to win the Pacific Division next season. They are led by two young superstars in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. The Oilers made one major move in the offseason, and that was trading Jordan Eberle for Ryan Strome. The Oilers also signed UC Jokinen in free agency. Edmonton Oilers have a terrific offense and a very good goalie in Cam Talbot. That should be enough to win them the Pacific Division. Key additions: Ryan Strome and UC Jokinen. Key departures: Jordan Eberle and Griffin Reinhart. Key players are Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Milan Lucic, Jesse Puljujarvi, Oscar Klefbom, Adam Larson, and Cam Talbot. The X factor is Ryan Strome. On the next podcast, I'll be making playoff predictions for the upcoming NHL season.